Thrifty Kate and I run a small crochet business. On this channel we talk all things yarn and crochet. Welcome to another designer spotlight video where I pick one designer and make several makes and sort of review the patterns for you and let you know how that designer is, if that makes sense. So this month we are going to be doing Raven and Jade. So I bought a couple patterns from their shop and we're going to be making those in this video. It was really hard to narrow down which ones I wanted to buy, so I may have to do another video in the future with more of the patterns. But the three patterns I got are a little sloth snuggler, a little baby chick snuggler, and a fox plushie, and they are all adorable and I can't wait to get started. And we are also going to use it as some more stash busting. Of course, we're going to use Premier Basics Chenille. I'm going to take you over to my cabinet and show you what I was able to do after the last couple of stash busting videos. I was able to get some more yarn off my floor and into my cabinet, so I will show you all of that. But before we get into it, I wanted to thank the sponsor of today's video, Max Carpet Bag Works. They sent me a crochet hook case that I am super excited about. I actually unboxed it in the last video because I was so excited and I got it early, but now I have it all set up to show you guys how it works. So first of all, I have this little stitch marker from Christine from What's Up Cupcake on the outside just for fun. I thought that was cute. So this color is the Shining Room 237 color for the carpet from the movie The Shining. So I absolutely love it because it matches my other bag. I'll grab that in a second so you can see. But this is the small crochet hook case. They also have a large, which would fit longer knitting needles and things like that. But since I'm using mostly crochet hooks and Ami sticks, I got the small. So this is what she looks like. Nice and skinny, super soft. It's kind of velvety. So I set it up on the inside and I got inspiration for the way I set it up from April from the Cozy Buckeye. She has lots of these bags and she had it set up really cool inside. So that's where I got my inspiration. So here we go. So you unzip it and then inside I have my Ami sticks, crochet hooks obviously. We have the little scissors tucked in here. And then right here I just put one tiny little safety pin. So I put one little hole in it and then hung all of my stitch markers. So I have a bunch of the little plastic clip ones and then a couple that I have made with the bigger clasps, and then we have a little crochet hook down here, and then this is a bigger pocket. So then these I ordered off Amazon, the magnets. So there's one on the outside here and then one tucked in the pocket to hold this magnet here, and then I have my embroidery yarn needle that sticks to the magnet, and then my pins that I use for marking where I sew on my embroidered eyes and stuff like that. So I thought the magnet was very creative. And this magnet is actually strong enough to hold the scissors if I want to put it on there. I just didn't want to scratch my gorgeous scissors, so I just have those tucked up there. But yeah, so this I can take anywhere. It has literally everything I need. You can tuck other stuff in here, like if you wanted yarn for embroidering eyes, bits of stuff you could stick in here for convenience for when you're traveling and stuff like that. So let me grab my other bag and show you how it matches, but I just love how everything fits inside there. I'm not going to lose anything and it is ready to go. So I'm so excited about this. So the main bag I use for when I want to take my crochet on the go is their small project bag. So you guys have probably seen this before. I used it as a carry-on for my Mexico trip. It fit under the seat in front of me. So I had all my yarn there ready to go. I have my little safety eye tool from What's Up Cupcake, and then a stitch marker here hanging off the zipper. And of course it's gorgeous and purple. So on the inside right now, I just have a bag of stuffing, but you can see how the small crochet hook case will fit right in there and it's ready to go. You can fit all your yarn. There's pockets, all kinds of stuff. So I am obsessed with these bags. If you guys want to check them out, I will have everything linked down in the description along with a coupon code to get 10% off of your order. Again, this is the small project bag. They also have a large, which is much bigger, and then the small crochet hook case. So there we have it. Thank you again, Max Carpet Bag Works, for sending that crochet hook case. I am so excited to have that. Okay, so let's jump into making the Raven and Jade patterns. Before we get started, I wanted to mention I have changed the way I add the links down in the description for the patterns. Any Etsy patterns will be in one link, so any paid patterns will be one link that you click on and it will take you to my Etsy storefront where I will have sort of a video specific group of patterns for you to find all in one place. And then if there are any free patterns in the video, I will list those under that link for the Etsy patterns, if that makes sense. So it's going to look a little bit different. I'm not going to have everything listed out individually like I have. I'm going to switch over to having one link for the Etsy patterns, and then the free patterns will be below that. So just so you know, it's going to look a little different, but they are all still there. And you can find everything down there. If you have trouble, you can always let me know, but I just want to make sure you guys know that they are still in the description. It just looks a little bit different. So let's go over to my yarn cabinet and I'll show you what I've been doing over there. It looks so nice. I finally have all my yarn off the floor. I'm so excited. So we're going to go pick colors for these 3 patterns and then we will get started. Okay, so here's my yarn cabinet. You can see the bottom 2 shelves are still Premier Basics chenille. And then one of the things that I was able to change, I had a little bit of Premier Basics up here that I was able to move down. So this is now my Naughty Pony that was in a bag on the floor. So super excited to have that up in the cabinet next to my Elise Voluto, which is all up there. So then we also were able to condense the Premier Basics chenille. And now, let me tip you down a little bit. And now over here in this side, these are all my Mama Made Minis colors from the Premier Basics chenille line that I was finally able to fit in the cabinet. Those were also in a bag on the floor. So super excited to have that in here. I have no more yarn on the floor. So here is our Premier Basics chenille all in one place. So we're going to pick colors to make these 3 patterns. Okay, so for the sloth, I'm planning on using this Pebble from Mama Made Minis, the Winter White, I always just call that cream, and then the steel cut oats for the little sloth. So the main color will be this, and then his little eye spots will be the Pebble. So I think that will be cute. So that is our sloth. And then for our little fox, I'm hoping I have enough of this cedar color from the Mama Made Minis. We have quite a bit, so it should be fine. And then I want to do the feet in the pepper color from Mama Made Minis. And then for the white on his chin, this is all I have in Premier Basics chenille. I don't think that's quite enough, so I do have a ball. Of Bernat Blanket, and this is a lot more, so I think we'll use that. I want to use that up as well. So that will be our little fox. And then for the little chick, we have Tangerine and Banana. So he'll be a little bright guy. There's also an option to make a little bonnet, I think, for all of these actually. So we might be making some bonnets in some worsted weight colors, but this will be our little chick. Okay, so we are going to start with the little chick snuggler. So I have my 2 colors, Banana and Tangerine. She recommends a 7mm hook, but I do everything with Premier Basics chenille with a 6mm hook, so I'm going to use a 6 for the whole thing. And then she recommends a different hook size for the worsted weight bonnet, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to use a 6mm with this, and I'm going to just jump right in and get started, and I will check in when I have something to say about the pattern. I have both little legs and feet done. Look at those little chicken feet. So cute. The chunky little thighs. These are adorable. These get crocheted in, so that will be awesome. And then I have the 2 little wings. They're little feathers. These also get crocheted in. So I'm going to work on the body, and it should work up really fast. Just a little chicken body with everything crocheted in as we go. So far I don't have anything to note about the pattern. It is fantastic. The only thing is there's something about this orange yarn that makes it very hard to see your stitches for some reason. I guess it's a little extra fluffy, so it's a little tricky getting in the right stitch at the back of the toes here, but we figured it out. It is fine. The yarn is very soft, so no complaints there, and it is moving right along. I am not going to time myself on any of these patterns. Like I've said in the past, the first time you make a pattern, it usually takes you a lot longer than it normally would. Even just these feet, the first one took me quite a while, and the second one was really fast. So I won't be timing myself, but that's the reason why. So I'm going to make the body, and I'll check in a second. Here is the adorable little body. It is a snuggler, so it's unstuffed. Turned out so cute. Everything is crocheted in. The little wings with their little feathers on the front are adorable. She has great pictures, explanations, bold notes about like where the front of the body is and when to change to half double crochets. I don't know how many times I've been working on a pattern and it goes from single crochet to half double crochet, and I just keep going like I didn't even see the half double crochet, and then you have to frog back a whole bunch. So she has a great note in bold about when to switch to half double crochets, and I love that. So it is turning out adorable so far. Completely no-sew so far. The head builds off the body, so more no-sew, which is awesome. So I'm going to keep going. He's looking so cute, so goofy. Okay, I finished the little chick, and I am obsessed. He is adorable. So I did embroidered eyes, like I said, because it is a snuggler, and it's a smaller snuggler, so I feel like a smaller kid would like this. And then I only did one row of the tail. She has you do 2 rows, which I think is cute, but I just did one just because to save time. But yeah, look at his little feet and his little wings. He is so cute. The only sewing is sewing on the little beak. The little comb on the top is surface crocheted. The tail is surface crocheted. This is a quick little make. She does have some eye shaping in the pattern, but I didn't do it. Like I've said in past videos, when I embroider eyes, the face shaping always kind of messes up my eyes. So I'm going to leave him like this. I think he looks fine. And if we sunk his face in, his eyes would look funny. So I think we're going to leave him just like this. But he is so cute, so quick. I haven't decided about the bonnet yet. I want to make all 3 and then decide which one or which ones I want to put a bonnet on. But there's a bonnet in the pattern for this cutie, and it is adorable. I'm not sure my color choices would make a cute bonnet baby, but we'll see how the other 2 turn out. And then I did want to show you, we used a whole bunch of yellow. I'm going to wind this into a little ball and put the label in my yarn usage for June. So that is exciting. He was a great stash buster. The orange, obviously, we didn't use much at all. But yeah, so I think that's all for today. I will check in when I am ready to make the next one. Hello, it is the next day and I am ready to work on some more of these patterns. I did want to say a couple more things about the chicken that I forgot to say yesterday. I don't think I ever told you his name. His name is Nugget the chicken, which I thought was so cute. So this is little Nugget. He's adorable. I love him. And then there was a really cool way she does to close up the head, even though it's crocheted into the body, so the stuffing doesn't go down into the snuggler part. She had a cool way of doing that I had never done before. So awesome. Learned something new. So there's little Nugget. And then today we're going to be making the sloth, which is also a snuggler. It's Simon the Sloth, and I'm planning on using Steel Cut Oats Pebble and then the cream color. So the main part of the sloth is going to be the Steel Cut Oats, and then the little eye patches I'm going to do in the Pebble, and then the white face will be the cream. So I have this little ball of Steel Cut Oats that I'm excited to use up, and then we'll start on these. So shouldn't use up anything completely, but hopefully at least make a dent in the Steel Cut Oats. I have a ton of this. So let's get started, and I will let you know when I have something to say about the pattern. I have the little arms done. I already used up the little extra ball of the Steel Cut Oats that I had, so that's awesome. Here are the little arms. She does recommend in the pattern a 7mm hook and an 8mm hook, like most patterns do. So I'm using a 6mm hook and a 7mm hook. So I used the 7 for these. They turned out cute, nice and bulky. You don't stuff them, so it doesn't matter that they're a little gappy. So these are the arms. Next we make the legs and then work on the body. So I'm just going to keep cruising along and I will show you when I have something done. Okay, I got his 2 little feet done. They're looking very round and silly. These took me forever. I got a little bit distracted. I guess for the last couple of days, my Instagram decided to change which Facebook page it was attached to. So the last few posts I've posted on Instagram were being shared to my personal Facebook, and I had no idea. So just now sitting here working on these legs, I was getting all these notifications of people liking my reel that I posted this morning, and it was like, why are these like people I know liking people that I know don't follow my page? Anyway, I was like, what is happening? So I discovered that it was linked to my personal Facebook instead of my business page. So then I had to figure out how to fix that. I don't know how it got changed. If you've ever done anything with Instagram and Facebook being connected, it is so complicated. I have yet to figure out how it all works. There's like 17 different dashboards with different settings and everything is connected, but it's so complicated. So I think I figured it out. Hopefully I can get things posted back on my business page, not on my personal page. So that was fun, but we're back on track now. Working on the little sloth. We got his legs done. I think next we're going to do the body, which I think everything is crocheted in, so that should be pretty quick. So I will show you when I get that part done. I don't know what is happening with this ball of steel cut oats, but this is the 4th factory knot I have hit in just this little bit that I have been doing. I made the one arm with the little ball that I had left over, and then I switched to this, and I have found 4 knots in this, and I have not used that much. It's crazy. I've never seen one with so many knots. But anyway, we will keep going. I am having quite a time. I just recorded an entire update for you guys in hyperlapse, which does not do sound, and it's in like super speed, so that is not usable. So we're gonna try again. So this guy worked up really fast. Here's his little body, and everything here is crocheted in. He's got this little bum back here so he can sit down. It is a snuggler, so this is unstuffed, and so are the arms. She did say to leave a tail. We are going to be sewing the head to the body, so this one is not no-sew, but obviously not a lot of sewing. Super cute. So I do have some eyes pulled. I'm going to put plastic on this one, even though it is a snuggler. I'm going to add some extra glue. I just think the face with the eye patches and everything looks a lot cuter with plastic. Sometimes I do plastic eyes on snugglers, and obviously I just let everybody know. But yeah, so I think she says 14 in the pattern, 14 millimeter, so I have these pulled. I don't know if it will be a little too big. I might go down to 12s. I'll let you know, but I'm going to get going on this guy and I will let you know how the head goes. So we are this far into the head and we have knot number 5 of this skein. So we're not even halfway through the skein and we have hit 5 factory knots. That is crazy. Most Premier Basics is not like that. I don't know what happened with this skein, but that's a lot of knots. Just one of those days, I guess. Okay, I have the head done. Just a little round head. And then I have the eye patches. I haven't popped the eyes in yet. So they're going to be sewn on here. So I think the 14 millimeter are a good size. So I need to read the pattern and figure out exactly where I'm putting these and sew them down. And then there is some face shaping that she does to help sink these in. So yeah, and I'm only going to pop the eyes into the one layer of the little eye patch. That's how she says to do it in the pattern. so that you're not going through so many layers and making them not, they'd be kind of pressurized and more likely to pop off going through all that yarn. So he's looking goofy, but I think he's going to be adorable. So I'm going to get these sewn on and then I'll show you what he looks like. Well, here's the body. So we got to sew that on. It's not a great representation, but I think he's going to be adorable. So be right back. Okay, I have everything sewn onto the head. So this is before eye shape or face shaping. So we're going to sink his eyes down in, but he's looking very cute. So here, now I'll show you on the little body. Totally goofy looking. So I'm going to do the eye shaping, face shaping, whatever you call it, real quick. And then we will sew his head on and then he is done. And I think this one, since there's no ears or anything, we might make a bonnet for this one. I haven't decided yet, but I do want to make a bonnet for at least one of them. But he's looking so cute. Okay, I have him all done. And obviously I didn't time myself. This is the first time making this pattern, but I think this guy would be pretty quick, especially since he doesn't have any extra pieces like ears or a tail or really anything. It's just his face and then arms and legs, body. So here he is. He is so silly. I did the little face shaping. The way the body is made at the top makes it so the head kind of sits up, which is nice. And then he's got like the chunky little, hard to show you, body there with his big arms hanging down. Yeah, he is funny. He is a funny guy, but so cute. So I haven't decided about the bonnet. I'm going to wait until I have the other one done, and then we'll decide on that one. I did not change anything about this pattern. I don't even think I needed to move the arms or the legs. They all just ended up right where they needed to be. Yeah, I don't have any special notes about this pattern. She has great explanations for everything, photos, how you're attaching everything, where exactly to put the eye patches. Yeah, he is awesome and easy and so cute. He's too funny. His face is just hilarious. So there's make number 2. I'll show you a size comparison with the chicken. Very similar size. They are both so cute. So the next one we're going to make, I probably won't make it today. We'll probably do it tomorrow, but it's going to be the little fox, and it's actually a plushy version. So it will be stuffed. Both of these are snugglers, but they're so cute. I'm having so much fun with these guys so far. I can't wait to make the little fox. So I will see you in the morning. Good morning. It is kind of a rainy day here in Wyoming, so the light is a little bit dark, but we're all set up to start working on this little fox. I have our colors. So we have the cedar and pepper, both from the Mama Made Minis line. And then we have the white Bonnet blanket. I'm hoping this is enough. This is all I have. I do have white Elise Veludo. If we have to switch to that, that will be fine. And then I have the pattern pulled up, and some of her foxes have fur for the tip of the tail. So I grabbed this. I also have more of this if we need it, but I'm hoping this will be enough. So we'll use some of this up. This is called a puff of fluff, and it has been discontinued, so you can no longer get this, but it's really soft, so it should be good. So I'm going to get started. It looks like we make the legs and arms first, like the other ones, and then we'll crochet them in. So I'm going to work on those, and I will check in a little bit. I have both legs done. These are the arms actually, and the legs. I have both arms and legs done. So now we do the body and crochet all of these in, and then we'll do the head. One of her foxes has the little dark tips on the ears, and then the other one doesn't. I think I am going to add a little bit of this to the tips of the ears to make them a little more colorful. And then I've been thinking about a bonnet. All 3 of these patterns that I have made or am making have a bonnet in the pattern, and I think the sloth is too cute by itself. The chicken has the little feathers on his head, so I think I'm going to make a bonnet for the fox if I can decide on a color. So that will be the plan. So I will pick a color, work on the body, and I will check in a little bit. Okay, I'm about to start the body, but I was reading ahead in the pattern and I decided to make a change that I wanted to tell you about. So she has you make the tail after you make the body and the head and then sew it in later. So I made it now and I'm going to try to crochet it in the rounds that she says to sew it. So we're going to see how that goes. I did my little fur on the tip, and then the only thing I changed about the tail is in the very last round I did an extra decrease to make it 8 stitches so that I have 4 to crochet into the body. This is what I have left for my fur, so there was plenty of that. And then I decided on a color for our bonnet. I have this gorgeous emerald green color. I'm not sure what it's called. I'm not even sure what brand it is. I think it's I Love This Cotton from Hobby Lobby, but I have no idea what color because I don't have the label, but I think the green will be really pretty with these colors. So that's the plan. We're going to make the bonnet when we have them all done. So yeah, I'm going to start the body and I'll let you know which row I crochet the tail into and how that works. And I will see you in a minute. I have the body all done. I was able to crochet the tail in. So the way I did it was the last 2 stitches of round 5 and then the first 2 stitches of round 6. So you'll just want to line it up wherever it ends up centered for you between rows 5 and 6, if that makes sense. So that's all I did for the tail. So one last thing to sew. He is a chunky guy. She does have some instructions for tacking the legs kind of in like this, and then I think the arms just stay kind of floppy. But look at that belly. He is a big guy. This is much bigger than I was expecting it to be, but all we have left is the head and the ears. And then we're going to make the bonnet. I think this color is gorgeous. He's turning out really cute. So I'm going to keep plugging away at the head, and then I will show you when I have more done. There is some face shaping and a cute little nose that we'll embroider. So I think he's going to be adorable. This guy is turning out so much bigger than I thought or expected, but he is very cute. So here's what we have. I haven't stuffed his head yet, so he's looking a little awkward, but I went with the green eyes because I think that will look really pretty with the green bonnet. And then I embroidered the nose already. This is all stuffed. I still need to do the little leg shaping sort of thing. And then now we are playing a little game of yarn chicken. There's only a couple more rounds of the head, and then the ears, I think, is all I have left. So we should be okay, but it will be close. Also very satisfying for yarn stash busting if we win yarn chicken. I only have this skein, so a little scary. But she recommends 16mm eyes in the pattern, but she uses black, just plain black safety eyes. I did sinker eyes, so I went up to size 20, so they weren't too tiny. I think it's a good size for how massive this head is. This thing is just huge, not what I was expecting at all, but he is very cute. So I'm going to finish up the head, get it stuffed, make the ears, do the shaping, and then I will show you, and then we'll make her cute little bonnet. Love how that matches. So pretty. Okay, we're almost done. Okay, I have the head all sewn up and stuffed and done. And then I have both of the ears made, and I did lie. It looks like she just used a color that was very similar to her main color for the ear tip, so I couldn't tell that they had the color, but she does have that written into the pattern to do the tip of the ear a different color. So we did the black. So we need to sew those on. This is all the yarn we have left, and we need to use some for the face shaping and sewing these, tacking these legs down. So we will have very little left when we are all done. This was not a full brand new skein, so it doesn't take a full skein to make this, but yeah, we won yarn chicken. We got the ears done, so very excited. Didn't use a ton of this, and then this is how much white we have left, so made it a little bit smaller. So I'm gonna get him all finished up, and then I will show you, and then we will work on the cute little bonnet. Okay, I have this fox all done, and there is something about this yarn, this cedar yarn, and the stuffing. Every time you pull it through, it grabs onto all of the stuffing and pulls it out. I'm not sure what that's about. This is actually really soft yarn. It wasn't bad to work with, but it was making a mess with the stuffing. And I know that happens, but it was worse than I've ever seen. So I was having a bit of a fit trying to do this, but we got it done. And he is adorable. I did the face shaping. We did the little leg tacking. Got the ears on. The ears are huge, but so cute. He is adorable, or she. This is a girl because we're gonna make her a bonnet. Little fluffy tail back there. I'm so glad we crocheted that in instead of sewing it. After sewing these ears on, I think I would have lost it if I had to do the tail as well. Especially because with the face shaping, it was doing the same thing with the stuffing. So I had stuffing coming out all over the eyes and then all under here with the legs. There was just stuffing everywhere. But yeah, so this guy turned out rather large, but so cute. This bonnet is going to probably take me a minute since this head is way bigger than I was expecting. So I'm going to try to get that done tonight. If not, I will see you in the morning. But this is all the cedar we ended up having left after all the shaping and sewing and all of that. So very good stash buster if you want to make a giant fox. She's so cute though, with a pretty green bonnet. Won't that be so cute? Okay, I will, actually, things I changed about the pattern, obviously crocheting in the tail was a big one. I think I had to move the arms one stitch over to be centered with the legs. And then there's some increases for the nose that I had to move 3 or 4 stitches over. I'm not sure what happened there, how I got so off, but I did have to move that to be centered. The head is crocheted off of the body, so you don't have to sew that. The only sewing was the ears and the tail, but since I crocheted the tail in, just the ears, so not bad sewing at all. Other than that, I don't think I changed anything else. Look at that belly. She's a chunk. Okay, I think that's all I have to say about this pattern. I'm going to make the bonnet and then check in with you. Good morning. It is the next day and the last day for this video, so I am going to work on the bonnet for the fox. I did not work on it at all last night. So we have our cotton yarn and a 5mm hook she recommends in the pattern, and it sounds like you do the first 2 rows of the bonnet and then try it on the head to make sure it fits. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll see if we need to up our crochet hook size or go down if it's too small or too big. So I have this cutie. I also discovered that if you're able to prop up the tail against something, you can actually make her stand up. That's pretty cool. Really cute for a market table. Anyway, I'm going to work on this and I'll show you how it fits when I get done with row 2. I just finished row 2, so here's what we have. So we're going to try this on the little fox with the ear holes. So, can't really see what I'm doing, but okay, I think it is perfect. Love the colors with the eyes. It looks awesome. Okay, so we're looking good. So now we're just gonna make the back and then seam it together and then make the little straps to tie right here, and she will be all done. So cute. Okay, perfect. I will see you in a minute. I just finished the little bonnet. So here it is. Got little ties, cute little point on the back, little ear holes. So we'll put it on the fox, make sure it fits. Hopefully it fits. It fit when we tried it on, so it should fit. It's got quite a point on the back. Okay. And I used the crochet hook she recommends in the pattern of 5mm. So I didn't change anything there. Okay, I don't know if it's supposed to be pointy like that, but it's cute from the front. Adorable. I think that's right. So cute. Let's see if I can find a picture of it on the... Yes. So it looks just like the picture. Perfect and adorable. So cute with the green eyes. So that is our final make for this video. I just made the 3 patterns. So we made the little OG fox, little sloth. Let's see if I can hold him correctly. Little sloth. See how much bigger the fox is? And then we have the little Nugget the chicken. So cute. So the chicken and the sloth are snugglers, obviously. I love that the sloth will sit down. And then, like I said, if you prop the tail up on the fox, she will stand on her own. It's hard on my hand. It's like that. So cute. So overall, her patterns are written very, very well. I love everything about them. I will say the pictures are pretty tiny. So if you're one that likes to print out your patterns, you'll probably have a hard time seeing the pictures. I really had to use my computer's zoom to be able to see the details of the pictures because they're pretty tiny. But other than that, everything was very well laid out with lots of photos and examples and instructions for everything. So yeah, I will definitely be making more of these. She has a lot more that I would like to try. Lots of different animals and cuties and more accessories. I thought about making, she had a little bandana for the chicken, but we have run out of time, so won't have time to make the little bandana for the chicken, but it is really cute. And obviously the bonnet turned out absolutely adorable. Love that. Let me know down in the comments which make was your favorite from this video. And then I have one more update I forgot to tell you guys at the beginning. I am doing a PalmStreet live on Saturday this week. I decided to try a different day. So Saturday this week at 12 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. So if you want to come hang out while I crochet something, I haven't decided what I'm making yet, but we'll be crocheting and chatting, and I will have all the makes from the last few videos available on there. So I will have that linked down in the description if you want to come hang out. Bookmark it so you don't miss it. Other than that, I think that's everything I have for this video. So thank you so much for watching. Let's do a little fox emoji for making it all the way to the end of the video. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!